Hi everybody, how are you? Welcome back. I'm so excited to do another art lesson with you. And what we're going to be working on for the next few weeks is something called leaf rubbings and working on our leaf man. Now, this is going to be a two-part project once again. The first part really isn't going to take very long because what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to create what's called a leaf rubbing. Right now we're in the season of fall, or another name for fall is autumn. And in the fall or autumn, the leaves start changing colors on the trees. I'm sure you've been outside and see all the beautiful colors, reds and orange, yellow and browns changing on the trees. So it's very fun to go out and actually collect some leaves. Well, we can make art with it. So I'm going to teach you first how you could take a leaf and it has something called texture. Now texture is when there's little bumps and lines on a leaf and you use your crayon in a special way and you can make that texture or the actual leaf come through onto your paper. It's really fun, it's really cool. So I'm going to show you how to do that first. Then what I'm going to do is read you one of my favorite fall stories called Leaf Man. And you're going to take some of the leaves that maybe you went outside and collected to do your rubbings with, and we're going to put it together to make Leaf Man and follow along with my story. So we're going to get started on that, and I'm going to show you both parts to this, and we're going to have lots of fun. All right, can't wait to get started with you. Okay, so the first part of this project is going to be making what's called a leaf rubbing. And a rubbing is actually a type of artwork called printmaking. And that's where we can make a print or a picture over and over and over again. Now, I know I told you in the beginning of my video that we are going to have some leaves. So the first thing that you have to do is go outside and collect some leaves. I have a few right here. And actually I laminated them. That's why they look shiny. I save them from year to year. So I have a few leaves like this. And in the video before, I told you that it has something called texture. And the texture is how something feels. It's the bumps that you feel in the lines of the leaf itself. So what we're going to do in order to make our rubbing is we have to use the texture of the leaf. So what we do first is take our leaves that you collected and you're going to put it under your paper. So you need a white piece of paper, a nice white blank paper, copy paper, or even if it's on a scrap of something else, another on the back of something, that's fine too. So what you're going to do is put your leaves underneath your paper. Now you could arrange them all together first, or you could do one at a time. I'm going to just do my first one at a time over here like so. Now, after you put it under your paper, you're going to have to hold your paper with one hand, and I want you to take your other hand and feel where you're going to have to rub the crayon. So we actually did this last year a little bit. And what we have to do now is take a crayon. So a crayon, a regular crayon like this, really is not going to work the best because if you hold it like this and go side to side, it will work, but it really won't be the best. So I would love it if you had maybe old crayons and you could rip the paper off of it. I don't want you to go and rip new crayons though. Only do it if you have some old ones. If you have new crayons at home, then you can hold it the other way. But a rubbing is made the best if you use what's called the side of the crayon. So even if you do it just a little bit like that, that's okay. Or if you have the whole crayon like so without its paper, that would be the best. So what I want you to do is take your crayon now, and I'm going to just move this over. So I'm going to take my leaf, I put my leaf on the table. I take my paper, I put it on top. I hold it down with one hand, and I feel for it where I'm going to do my rubbing with the other hand. So hold your crayon the right way without the paper on it. You're going to do something I say pinchy fingers. So you're going to take your thumb and your pointer and you're going to go pinch, 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 and pinch the top of the crayon. That way the bottom of the crayon, the whole bottom over here, is nice and flat and you see the whole thing. Then what you're going to do is rub, rub, rub that area of the leaf. And remember, you want to feel for it so you get the whole entire thing. And you're going to rub the crayon over the leaf And now, like magic, you will see the texture come through. Those bumps and lines of the leaf come through your paper. Isn't that cool? So I want you to experiment. I want you to take the leaves that you found, again, put it under your paper. You could take a different color, hold it pinchy fingers. One side is flat, the other side you're holding. One hand holds your paper, the other hand you feel where you're going to rub. And then rub, rub, rub your leaf. And you could go in different directions. Now the harder you hold your crayon, you press on it, you will get that texture and you will get a beautiful leaf rubbing. And these are so much fun to do. They're so cool. So this is the first part of your project. I want you to go outside and grab and get a couple leaves, and I want you to take a picture of all your leaf rubbings. I want you to practice this. Practice seeing that texture, rubbing the crayon, holding it a different way, and getting some nice, cool, beautiful colors and designs here. And if you use the colors of fall, that would be wonderful too. So look around, look at the trees outside, and you see that there are red and orange, yellow, maybe some light green, and there's still some dark green leaves, and brown. You can get those color crayons to do your leaf rubbings. Okay, boys and girls, I can't wait to see your leaf rubbings, and stay tuned for the next part of this project, which is going to be making a leaf man. Okay, so you know I love reading stories to you, and this is one of my favorite fall books, and it's called Leaf Man. And this way you understand how we are going to make our very own Leaf Man. So this story is by Lois Elhart, and it's called Leaf Man. And now when I first show you this, you see all the different kinds of leaves. Maybe you found some of these leaves outside when you went to go find them for your leaf rubbing. Leaf Man used to live near me in a pile of leaves. Doesn't that look like a leaf man? Okay, you have the maple leaf and some acorns and his body. All the leaves are making up his body. But yesterday the wind blew Leaf Man away. He left no travel plans. So here came the wind and blew him away. The last time I saw him, he was headed east, past the chickens. Don't those leaves look like chickens? Toward the marsh over the ducks and geese. A leaf man's got to go where the wind blows. He blew over the fields of pumpkins and winter squash. And flew over the turkey, past potatoes, carrots, and cabbages in rows. Then he blew out of sight. Is he drifting west above the orchards? Some apple and maybe pear trees. Or over the prairie meadows. And past the spotted cows? Well, a leaf man's got to go where the wind blows. I love this page. I love that little cow, the back of the cow. Again, made out of the maple leaves. Maybe Leaf Man's gliding on a lake breeze. Or flying along the river. Following butterflies going south. Well, a leaf man's got to go where the wind blows. He might even be traveling north above the leaves that look like him. or flying over mountains with a flock of birds. When Leaf Man looks down on Earth, is he lonesome for a home? This I do know. Where a leaf man will land, only the wind knows. So listen for a rustle in the leaves. Maybe you'll find a leaf man waiting to go home with you. Oh, so maybe next time you hear a little rustling in a pile of leaves, maybe that's Leaf Man and the wind blew him near you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is make our very own Leaf Man. Okay, so we're going to get started on that. You need to get your leaves and a piece of paper and some glue. You can use a glue stick or you could use liquid glue. And let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to get started on our Leaf Man project. And like I said before, you should have gone out and collected different kinds of leaves. Now, I have a lot of the same type of leaf, which is a maple leaf. And it would really be good, your Leaf Man might look a little bit more interesting if you collect different kinds of leaves. And if you saw them in the book and the story on the first pages, there's all different kinds of leaves out there. And I know it's been very rainy and wet these past couple days, but if you can get outside and get some leaves and collect them and dry them off, it would be good if you flatten them out. I made the mistake of not really flattening mine, so now mine, as they dried, got kind of bumpy. So it might be a little bit harder when I go to glue it down. So you could just simply take a book and flatten it out, and that might help you when you go to glue this down. It's still doable though. Don't worry if you do have crinkly kind of leaves. As they get dried out, they kind of curl up like that, but that's still okay. You could see though that my leaves that I chose, my maple leaves, are very colorful. I have all different kinds here. So you want to collect a whole bunch and you want to start to arrange them. You want to come up with a head, a body, arms, and legs for your Leaf Man. So you also see that you have the stem of the leaf where it was attached to the branches of the tree. And if you need to simply break that off, you could do that for your Leaf Man if you don't need it. You can be creative with this, guys. I can't wait to see what you make. But I'm just going to show you a quick guideline of what I'm looking for. So I have my white piece of paper, but again, you can use any kind of paper that you'd like. And I have liquid glue. If you want to use a glue stick, that's fine. I chose liquid glue for mine since it's a little bumpy. I was afraid that my glue stick might actually rip my leaves. So I'm taking liquid glue, and I would start with your body first. So if you're going to choose a large leaf like I just did, make sure you have enough room for the arms and legs. You don't want to pick a leaf that's going to be too big. Depending on the size of your paper. So I'm going to start with my body, and I simply put the glue on the back, and I'm going to glue it down. Now again, because it's not super flat, it's popping up right now, but don't worry, at the end too, if that happened to you, you can simply flatten it after we are done. Okay, so I am also, this one I'm going to leave the stem on my leaf because I'm going to make it like that's his neck a little bit. So this leaf is going to be his head. I put the glue on there. And I'm going to slide this in so I could still see a little bit of that stem for his neck. And I'm going to press it down. And I got these other kinds of leaves, these almost more like an oval or like an eye shape. I'm going to use these for his legs. Forgot right now what the name of this leaf is. Might be birch, I think. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick those down for the Leaf Man's legs. Tuck this underneath. Oh, crunch in there a little bit. It's really best to do this project as soon as you collect your leaves. Like I said, I let this kind of time passed by a little bit when I shouldn't have, and they kind of got a little dried out. And now I'm going to take my red maple leaves for my arms. And I'm going to stick one here. Now, again, you could be creative with this depending on the kinds of leaves that you got, the colors you use. I'm going to use 2 of the same kind of color. You can make it look like your leaf man is waving. You can make your leaf man's arms. You can do whatever comes to you. Just fine. Okay, your arm could be up, your arm could be down. I have more room like this, so I'm going to make my leaf man's arms going up as if he's waving high. And finally now, you can also go out and get some other acorns or maybe little sticks if you would like to do the face, or you could simply draw a face on with crayon, marker, and I have a marker right here. So I am going to draw my leaf man's face by doing, oops, I'll hold that down better. Some eyes. I could give him a little nose. And I'm going to give him a happy little mouth. And I'll put some eyebrows on him. And there you go. There's my leaf man. And let me go back and fix this so it looks the same, a little bit thicker here. Okay, so that's what you guys are going to do for this second part of the project. You are going to make your own leaf man that goes along with your leaf rubbings. And I will see your projects in 2 weeks. I know we have some days off, so if you'd like to do this project over our break, that is fine. If not, and you are doing something, that's okay too, and you can do it when we get back from our break and during the week then. Okay, and a nice day, get outside, enjoy nature, and see if you have a leaf man nearby. Bye everybody, enjoy.